Am I the asshole? For telling my mom that I wish my sister was never born. My sister is autistic and she needs to be looked after most of the time. She's not super low functioning, but she's not high functioning either. She barely speaks and she has a bunch of sensory issues which makes her have a lot of meltdowns. Since she was born I've had to look after her, and the older I get, the longer I am expected to look after her for. I don't have any proper friends because I never have time to hang out with them because I'm always looking after my sister. If I have plans, my parents' plans are always more important. Even if I already had plans, I am expected to look after her when my parents are busy. I was getting ready to go see my friend because we were gonna celebrate his birthday. My mom came in my room and told me I'd have to look after her so my parents can go to a restaurant together. We got into an argument because she'd known that I'd be going out like a month in advance. We were both yelling at each other and I said that I wish my sister was never born. She grounded me for a month and told me I was disgusting for saying that. I know it's a really shitty thing to say and none of this is my sister's fault, but everything would have been so much better if she never existed. It'd be nice to have a cake for my birthday and not have to give her 80 of it. It'd be nice to have time to see my friends and not have to spend all of my free time looking after her. I hate her so much, she's ruined my life. My dad agreed with my mom and told me I'm a really bad person. It's been making me feel really shit. I don't know if I'm the R or not. Edit. Thanks so much for all the replies. There's way too many to reply to all of them, but I'm still reading them, so thank you. Not the asshole. You didn't decide to have your sister. That is your parents' responsibility, not yours. Do you have any relatives you can trust to stay with, or maybe even discuss this with a counselor at school? It is obvious your parents don't look at you as their child but as their babysitter. Maybe you should start charging and calling them by their first names because they aren't acting like your mom and dad. Those names should be reserved for people who actually act like parents. I am really sorry you're going through this, and I am really proud that you aren't blaming your sister, and it shows the kind of person you are becoming. Not the asshole. They expected you to be a free babysitter to your sister when you already had plans in advance. She is their responsibility, not yours. Not the asshole. Honestly, it shouldn't be on a kid to look after a special needs kid. You're currently at the age where social interactions are key for development into adulthood, so you know how to respond to different situations, and constantly taking care of a special needs individual will only teach you how to interact with them. Your parents are the R in this situation. As an autistic person, your story pissed me off. I know you probably won't be able to reply, but I really hope you are actively trying to get away from that house. That is abuse. I would be happy to intervene personally. Edit to add. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. Not the asshole. Is there a counselor at your school you can talk to about this? Not the asshole. You are being abused. It's very hard to take in, but this form of emotional abuse is called parentifying. Do you have a trusted adult you can speak to? Such as school, a close friend's parent, grandparents, uncle, aunt, anything? Your life is being taken away from you and it's not fair. Not the asshole. You agreed a month in advance that this was your one day to celebrate a friend's birthday, and they knew that and purposefully sabotaged your only day just to go to dinner by themselves when they could have done it any other day. Sounds like your parents are abusive and you need to stand your ground or write them a firmly written note explaining that they are taking your childhood away from you because of another child they chose to have, and that you are not the parent and they are. You are 14. You should not be forced to look after a sibling with those sorts of disabilities. As you said, you can't have a life because of it. Your parents need to stand up and do their job. Father and daughter response. Dad says, "You're not a gaping asshole, but definitely asshole adjacent. Show a little more compassion, it's not forever." Daughter. Here, I know where you're coming from. I have to watch my autistic brother's 2 dog. Not the asshole. Split decision, asshole. What you said was fucked up. It can be extremely stressful at times and I get that, but taking it out on your sister who can't control her problems was not the way to go about things. On the other hand, your mom is making you derail your plans so she can go out for fun. I think she forgets whom the responsibility of raising a child falls on. You were right to call her out for it, and if you had handled it better than you did, you would have gotten a not the asshole from me. I wish you and your sister luck, and I hope you're able to resolve things. Not the asshole. Tell your parents it's not your responsibility to parent and watch their child. Tell them they can get respite care to watch her and that you need a life, otherwise when you turn 18 join the military, get some college and never speak to them again. Not the asshole. No kid has any obligation to look after their sibling. Your parents chose to have the kid, it's 100 their job. Your parents suck, dude, and despite it not being your sister's fault, it would also be very frustrating having to deal with that shit as a child yourself. I knew a guy that had an autistic sister. He had to do a lot for growing up, costing most of his childhood and teenage years. He eventually just moved states and only visits once a year. Would recommend something similar as soon as you can manage it, and in the meantime just don't look after her, it's your parents' job. Not the asshole. This is parentification, full stop. Also, why should they get to go out to restaurant and you have to give up your plans? They need to be good parents to both you and your sister. I'm so sorry. Not the asshole. Your parents are the assholes here. They should be looking after your sister, not making you give up your childhood for it. And they'll wonder why you never talk to them when you're 20. Sorry you're going through this. You don't deserve to be treated this way. It's not alright what they're doing to you. I have 4 kids, out of the 4 2 are autistic. I have a 9-year-old. I can't a lot with her. But I let her play with her friends, and my husband and will take her to do one-on-one stuff out of the house. But we try to let her do stuff. You are the a-hole, but so are your parents. They need to be considerate of your time also. What if the event was school-related? Would you have to cancel? I mean, I have special needs children, but I'm always with them. And adult is always around for them. Not the asshole. Your parents need to realize that you need your life too. I read something about the phenomenon of glass children yesterday. These are the siblings of kids with differences. They are the children who are forgotten about, because they are normal. I can imagine this is really hard. You are not the asshole. Not the asshole. Kids with special needs are hard. I have 2 boys with special needs and I'd never ever ask my 15-year-old daughter to look after. The most she's ever had to watch them is 5 minutes while I've ran to the co-op across the road. Parents should parent and kids should be kids. I guess I could understand a one-off hour or 2, but not more than that, and mum should be paying you for any help you give her. I really hate other parents who instead of looking after the kids get the other kids to do it. Bad parenting. You're being made to be her third parent, which is totally inappropriate. If your parents say had a doctor appointment and one was still working, having to watch her for like an hour a few times a year would be appropriate. But you're actually parenting your sister and for free. If they want a date night, they need to arrange appropriate babysitting. That's not you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but the real problem is your parents. They suck for parentifying you instead of caring for their own child they chose to have. Not the asshole. Your parents knew you had plans and dismissed them. It sounds like they do this often and are taking advantage. I don't think you should never have to look after your sister. Things happen, and it's good for families to help each other. But if kids are at the point of wishing non-existence, then it's too much. Also, it sounds like you're always the one giving. That's also not good. You sound like a very helpful son and brother. I'm wondering the last time your family helped and supported you.